So I decided to make a video of my first photo shoot to show you what I came up with. I recently purchased a Sony a5100, which is a mirrorless camera with the APS-C sensor, which is probably the best sensor below full frame that you can pick up these days, at least in sort of that market for regular consumers and not professionals, but it's a really good sensor, and people generally like the camera. It got great reviews, especially for video making, which YouTube videos is the main reason I bought it, but I decided to learn to shoot some stills. So I headed out with the wife to try to find a cool spot to take some photos, and we ended up finding this cool old abandoned sort of railroad bridge, railroad trestle outside of Louisville, Kentucky. And so let me show you some of the results. So this is the first photo of my photo shoot. Obviously, I took a lot of photos in this photo shoot on my big 64 gig memory card I bought, but I'm only going to show you the ones that I really worked on in Lightroom and cleaned up and made what I think look pretty good. I think, nothing here can be credited or not credited to the camera. It's all to me. In this one, I really didn't do anything too crazy. There were some weird marks and maybe pieces of trash that I edited out back on that concrete wall behind Lindsay. Mostly I just tried to get sort of a natural look and natural coloring. It's different when you're shooting with RAW files, just how things look. The one thing I did do was I practiced using Lightroom to blue up and bump up the saturation on her earring, just to make it sort of a focal point. It is a blue earring, I don't know, a sapphire or something, but in real life the color isn't that pronounced, so I bumped that up. But I think it came out pretty good. The next photo I took is just a photo of a flower. I zoomed in really close. I turned the lens all the way out to 50 millimeters, and I got in really close to it. There was some kind of big speck in the middle of it that I edited out, but I'm pretty happy with this just because I got that cool blurred out background effect from using the low f-stop number, which is the really big size of the aperture. So I think it looks pretty cool. You'll notice the size is a little different because I did crop a little bit off the sides, but other than that, it's pretty much what came out of the camera. This next one is the first one I did that I really had to get into Lightroom and spend some time with it. I just found that if you went to the end of the railroad trestle we were at, you could look down it, and it had such a sort of cool effect. So I just love the details in of the paint and the weird corrosion and the big metal pieces that make up the trestle and the concrete and the stream in the front. I'm just really happy with it. I didn't do a heck of a lot. I just worked on getting the colors right and vibrant, and I think I bumped up the green just a bit on the plants to give it sort of a good contrast with the corroded browns and grays of the trestle itself. So again, one I'm pretty happy with. So this one is the first one where I got creative and decided to be artsy instead of just capturing what it looked like in real life. And basically what I did was I blew out the greens. I turned them up and really oversaturated them on the sides. I felt like it almost sort of gave it an alien sort of effect, like it's too green, it's not realistic. Contrasting with the dark and light of the metal struts in front of you and sort of going off into the distance. And the gray skies in the back worked out well as just sort of a neutral, and it happened to be the type of day we were shooting on. So I bet this scene would have an entirely different look if I was out in bright sunlight. And this last one I did again with the trestle, but I hope I'm showing that I'm learning to try to do a little something different with each of these, even though they're the same subject. So this one I basically I worked on the contrast and the detail level in order to get something out of the clouds. You can see on the left side I got some contrast and detail there that because when you're looking up at a gray sky, it doesn't just look like a flat color. It has some different shapes to it. And then what I did on the middle part was I went really dark. So I wanted the contrasting light and dark. And then I bumped up a red, but I didn't saturate it and make it into like a bright red. I was going just to sort of highlight and bring out the rusty spots. And it just has this vague sort of brownish red hue to it. So again, this is me playing a lot with the things Lightroom can do. This isn't what it would look like if you were standing under it right now, but it's just such a cool program. I'm still in the 30-day free trial, but I can guarantee you 110% I'll be signing up because you can do so much great stuff with it. So those are the results of my first time going out with my new Sony camera. I'm pretty excited, so hopefully you'll be seeing more soon. Thanks.